Papillon represented an opportunity, using the butterfly as a form and yet making a very deep statement about society. The butterfly catcher, or catchers that we played, also represented that, in that my buddy played in khaki and I played in all white. And he carried the butterfly in a jar, and I carried a huge net, huge red net. And we bought two, what we know in Trinidad as cork hats in Barbados, and I played in a white cork hat, white tall socks, white pants and shirt, and he played in all khaki. And we felt that the catcher was a catcher alive, trying to snuff life out, and at the same time snuff it sufficiently so that it can be maintained, so people can see the beauty of past life. And that was our part in it. When Minshall saw us on Monday, he was aghast. He felt that we had tampered in a way with his presentation. He carried a certain distance from us for a couple of years. He felt that we were really the vagabonds of the band, that on either day we would add something to his mark, a comma, a full stop, an exclamation mark to what his costume was all about, and so we would do something to it.
A mass band is about the closest thing I know that in terms of visual expression, it's the closest thing that comes to the abstractness of symphonic music. It is at one and the same time a progressive experience from the viewer's point of view. There is a beginning, a middle, and an end. There is also, if you are happily positioned, the advantage of seeing the mass approaching in its serried ranks. It's incredible. There's that total whole. There are the many parts, and within the many parts there are even more parts. There are characters that lead sections, and then section leaders, and then the floor members. There is the balancing off, as one does with music. There is the balancing off with this arrangement of color, shade, tone, and form with that arrangement. There is a totality where the very first person to come into view is connected up by all the thousands in between with the very last person that passes from view. It is an extraordinary cinematic, it's funny that I have to use words like cinematic, symphonic experience, and yet it happens in visual terms. Its great beauty is that it is live. There is this enormous rush of live energy at the retina and at the emotions.
This is the final part of the whole story. This final part has to do with positive and negative, good and evil, yin and yang. As far as the mass is concerned, what is new in this mass is that almost the whole band is plastic.
There is so much that one can say in a carnival band, and concurrent with the band, there was a lot that was bouncing around in me that needed to get out, and so as part of that presentation or accompanying it, I wrote a little folk fable, and And in the fable, I spoke of a golden calabash, which is like a holy grail. It's a source of power. It is an indiscriminate source. Whoever has the calabash or drinks from it is immediately empowered, whether they be good or evil. The name of the entire presentation is the Golden Calabash. Princes of darkness, led by a prince of darkness, and the lords of light, led by a lord of light. These two bands are coming out on the road to compete with their mass and how they play it, to compete before the judges and the people, to see who will win. Minshall doesn't decide, the judges do, and the people do. The people who played the mass simply responded to the message that the actual mass had in it. I saw a man with a pair of wings there, and he was taking his wings and bowing them to the ground and lifting them back up. Never a word passed between me and that man, but he understood his mass, and so he went out to play it.
If Minshall's mood was dark with Callaloo, it went into total eclipse with Golden Calabash. Calabash was a distillation of all his presentations to date, a sort of ghost of Minshall's past, if you will. Although Minshall put a mirror to our face so that we could choose between the dark and the light sides of our humanity, the overriding effect of Calabash was one of apocalyptic horror.
When, in the Golden Calabash, I create an abominable creature called the Adoration of Hiroshima, I do so in the sincere belief that this island and these people, in expressing themselves, can say something meaningful and important to their brothers all over this troubled world.
People say that Carnival is not theater, and that he's playing an intellectual mass and all of that. That is not really understanding the function of art as a protest. And Minshall, I see, using ritual as protest and art as protest and rebellion. What I find very, very encouraging and inspiring and about Minshall is the fact that he is using these indigenous folk, culture, which unfortunately we have gone away from in the post-independence period, and for a number of reasons, largely also the bombardment with foreign values and foreign heroes.
We are people that have been looking for our own philosophy, our own ideology for many years. And Minshall has presented to the society that opportunity to identify with a touch of life that is both dear to the masquerader and dear to the person who feels that he wants to stay on the side and look at Minshall perform. I played Minshall because Minshall speaks to me in mass and in terms of philosophy that teaches my son and his friends what Trinidad has been and what Trinidad will be in the future.